Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing this morning? I am making this video for one specific purpose: to remind the public of the United States of America that we are officially in peak hurricane season between now and the end of October. So while we have Category 5 Lane hurricane possessing a major threat to Hawaii, I've covered that in several videos. I'll make another video just about it. And we have two landfalling typhoons in the west, posing threats to Japan, China, South Korea. You have Soulik and Cimaron. So in a very short span, you're going to have 3 hurricanes/typhoons making landfall, causing damage, loss of life, broken infrastructure, power outages. In my opinion, the majority of America still seems to be asleep at the wheel and totally unaware. So you have possibly 3 landfalling cyclonic storm features within a 24 to 72 hour period hitting land. And as I pointed out, I think in some specific time we can see up to 4 hurricanes in 1 month in the Atlantic or Gulf. And now you have to add in binary hurricane landfalls. This would be like if the East Coast and then Florida got hit, or let's say Texas and Florida, or up the East Coast, since Mother Nature has been picking on you guys. And so, to add on top of all the wild wackiness, the earthquakes have been off the charts. We had a 6.3 earthquake strike off the coast of Oregon a few hours ago. And then a few hours before that, we had a 7.3 magnitude earthquake strike off Venezuela. The main point of this video is that on the 16th day of the GFS model, it's showing what could be a hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico. Now, most professional meteorologists get their panties in a wad so tight it turns into diamond and bursts into flames, and then they gotta go to the hospital. Lucky for them, they usually have insurance. I'm your Planetary Defense Commander, Star-Lord New Thor 7. You can just call me T, though. T, like first letter of Thor. And so I'm here to remind you that we've done pretty much absolutely nothing to prepare for hurricane season different than we did last year. And as someone who lives in Houston, the people I've talked to, no disrespect to all the people in Houston I love, they're kind of like, hey, if we ignore it, don't talk about it, don't think about it, it's not going to happen. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that, man. I predicted 2 landfalling hurricanes this year, and I'm stuck with that prediction the whole time. While most major professional organizations have been downgrading their hurricane seasons 3 straight times, I've been sticking with my guns. And it looks like there's a chance Hawaii could get hit, so there's 1. And then we got months for 1 more. And like I said, it's 2+ hurricanes. So the Gulf of Mexico is hot like bath water, and the equatorial electric jet line at the equator has just been pumping out moisture like crazy. And so no good meteorologist worth his salt is going to show you something 16 days out. And I'm not saying this is going to be a hurricane. I'm not saying it's not going to be a hurricane. What I'm saying is on day 16, it shows something which could definitely be a hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico at a time where the waters will be extremely hot, like on fire. 85, 84, you only really need 80-degree temperatures to have hurricane fuel. And so the conditions are changing. And so the patterns we are seeing happen in the Pacific, and it has been extremely active. If you go by ACE energy, which you probably don't, it's like the highest ACE energy in the Pacific ever. So this would be taking place, I think, on the 7th of September. So we have our new benchmark. And, another thing, this isn't why I think another good reason to show you guys this is watch the moisture, how it kind of kicks up towards the end, where it puts all the moisture in, keeps trying to kick a ton of moisture, which seemed to come from like the Mexico mountains, that spot that I was watching. But it just kind of appears there. Like bing, 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 bing. So that is a wet, moist area that is churning out a whole lot of moisture. So it is my intention at the end of this month to move to Colorado, doing a half-assed fundraiser. Although I'm sure the closer I get to the date, leaving in 2 weeks, I'll get more serious about it. But so any help you can contribute for all my awesomeness. I did happen to predict we might see a hurricane hit Hawaii this year 3 months ago, and now we're dealing with Lane. Last year I got two landfalling hurricanes hitting the United States. That prediction was extremely accurate. I get a lot of stuff right. I'm not pulling my own chain. I'm just saying I provide a pretty damn good service for nickels, dimes, and sticks. Although your wonderful cards I get in the P.O. box, and your love, your good thoughts, and your prayers. So if you can help support, so I don't get hit by that hurricane. Not saying it's going to be a hurricane, but man, I got a bad feeling about Gulf of Mexico this year and hurricane season. And so I'm just letting everybody know. You can down thumbs all you want, buddy. Don't hurt me none. Because I'm just here trying to pass on good information in a time where people seem to be just jawboning over the stupidest shit I ever heard. And hurricanes are real. Storms are real. Floods are real. Government incompetency is totally real. Especially malfeasance. Okay, so that's all I'm trying to say, is that I know I'm that guy that talks about shit nobody wants to hear about. But yeah, Planetary Defense Commander says we definitely need to be getting ready if you're in the Gulf, Florida, and even the East Coast. Because once it starts, it's going to be a long month or 6 weeks. And it's going to be wild. I don't know if you've been paying attention to the volcano, hurricane, typhoon situation, earthquakes. We've had multiple major eruptions in Guatemala. The Popocatépetl volcano here have been erupting, which adds crazy variables. And I think heat's around the area. Volcano scientists disagree, but they don't impress me much. Okay, so everybody stay cool, be cool. And if somehow me showing you a forecast 16 days out offended you, I'm sorry. I told you it wasn't a forecast. I said it was just a model, and I said its sense of accuracy is probably not 100%, but it's just good information to know that, hey, yeah, it may be starting to get sticky and nasty and dangerous in the Atlantic, and it is already very dangerous in the Pacific. Deadly. Definitely deadly. So, I want everybody to be cool, stay cool, and have a good day. Boom, double landfall right there. So if it happened in the west, it could happen in the east, which would be us. Last year, and then you got another major mega storm right there. Boom. Big trouble, man. Big trouble. Okay. Stay cool. God bless everyone. And if you can, help and support THORNEWS. I do appreciate it. Stay cool. Did I ever say that? I did. Dang, it's early. I didn't get much sleep. I had a horrible pressure headache for 3 hours where I felt like my head was going to explode. That was during the 6.2 earthquake. I don't usually get those where your eyeballs hurt. I should hit the button. Okay, I'm hitting the button.